Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Many homeowners are riding huge debt when it comes to their home ownership and everything else that they have acquired in the last few years. So what has happened, and is it the right time to actually sell in 2024? Stay tuned, we'll be talking about it, and let's go right into the video. Okay, so when it comes to these type of decisions, you kind of have to sit down and do a little bit of math. So it is definitely not easy to come up with these particular solutions. So we all know that in the past few years, we have been going through all kinds of different roller coasters when it comes to real estate. A lot of you have acquired a lot of real estate and we're hoping that you will be able to pay it off, or that some kind of a miracle will happen and you will gain extreme quantities of equity in these properties. Well, unfortunately, for most of you, that is not true. So what should you do? It is hard to give advice on this, but let's just go into two scenarios that I will talk to you about, and let us decipher together what you might or you should do. So number one, if you bought the property within the last few years, the chances are you have no equity and you will not be able to refinance. So if you go to your bank, they will try to evaluate your property based on the evaluation, and based off that everything that the bank does, they will see that there's no equity since the prices have deflated in the past few years. So what do you do next? Most of you will decide and hope to hold on that little string so you can ride off the wave and you can still keep and maintain either your investment property, or even worse, the property that you actually live in. So in these cases, in my experience so far, I found that a lot of these, homeowners, they're riding this heavy loads of debt when it comes to their home ownership. They will dive into private lending. Now, you have to be careful when it comes to that, because private lending comes with a high cost. So one example is they will lend you, let's say, $100,000. But what they do, these lenders, they will take the $100,000, take all the interest rates and all of the expenses up front, and they will actually lend you 70, 75, 80, whatever the amount is agreed upon to you. So you are already paying the fees up front. Now, also, they might get into something where they will put a lien on your particular property. So when they put a lien on the particular property, obviously it comes as a charge. You probably have, a bank, a traditional bank that you took the loan from, and then, you might have two banks, and three or four, or whatever the case is, and then the private lender also will kind of install themselves on that list of these lenders and will put a lien on your property. So what are you doing is the question. You are in the property, you're hoping for a better tomorrow, which might not come for the next 24 months, maybe not 36 months. So what is it worth to you? Now, the question is, can you sell the property today, get rid of all the debt that you're carrying around, go rent for a little while, or just maybe even downsize, or try to find a solution and get rid of that load and just continue? Or you will continue to go into that deep hole in order to find a solution. So in my experience, what I have found so far dealing with different clients and whatnot, and dealing with just random emails that are coming through my inbox, and people are DMing me, asking for advice and stuff like that. Again, all of that has to be a personal decision, but sometimes it is better and it is more wise to sit down and calculate that particular situation and call your losses. It is what it is. Unfortunately, real estate doesn't always go this way. There are particular patterns and waves when it comes even to real estate. So now scenario number two is people that bought these properties a few years ago, and yes, they have equity. So now they have to decide if they don't have that particular cash flow, because a cash flow is an important, valuable asset to have. If you don't have the cash flow and you're constantly tapping into your savings, or you're tapping into these lenders or into mom and dad and friends, and you're asking for different loans just to stay above water, is it the right thing to do? You have to ask yourself that questions, because at a particular point in time, these loans have to be repaid unless you have different solutions. But if you own a property and you already have equity, right, in there, and you're safe with that equity, maybe now it's the time for you to just say simply, okay, look, I'm going to recoup my gains, and I'm going to step out, either downsize or maybe move out of the city or do something, and just hold on to that equity and wait for a better time when you might have a better job solution, or you might have that particular cash flow working for you and your family's benefit. So if you know somebody that is in this particular situation and that this video can help them, please share. Also like, share to your friends, subscribe, and thank you all for watching.